Thousands of people have taken to the streets of Cape Town for a Palestine solidarity march. A meeting between Arab leaders and Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi is underway in Saudi Arabia. And the meeting is expected to cover several demands, including a ceasefire in Gaza before the war spreads to other countries. The death toll in Gaza has surpassed the 12,000 following relentless bombardment by Israel. ENCA reporter Kevin Brandt joins us now. Good afternoon to you, Kevin. Earlier on, you were just giving us the lay of the land. Unfortunately, we weren't able to hear each other because of the background noise. But give us an update as to what is currently happening where you are.
Now, when you go to somebody who does not have the authority.
Good afternoon, Kevin. I know there's a delay, so I'm hoping that you're able to hear me. I can see you with the ANC
Very
Secretary
good afternoon to you, Cindy. Well, just here to my left, you rightly indicated that thousands of supporters from various political as well as religious formations have joined this pro-Palestine march here in the Cape Town CBD. They've made their way from District 6 and now moved to the outside of the provincial legislature, where they're addressing issues that they feel the provincial government can become more involved in to shed light on the plight of the people in Palestine. Earlier indication from the organizers on the ground says that at least in the region of about 10 to 11,000 people are present here. We will obviously get a more specific figure with regard to how many supporters indeed joined us here. But full support for Palestine, feeling that the government can do more and act more speedily when it comes to intervention there. But some of the organizers, in particular the main body, the Muslim Judicial Council, said that they are in consultation with civil rights groups on the ground there in Gaza with regard to relief aid and bringing practical, making a practical difference in the life of some of the people impacted by this war that broke out on the 7th of October. So a lot of calls, there's speeches taking place on a truck right outside the provincial legislature. Earlier on, the Secretary General from the ANC, Fikile Mbalula, also addressed the crowd, and he's joining me now. Mr. Mbalula, just your view on the South African government's position when it comes to the Israel-Hamas war and your support here for this march in general.
I speak for the ANC, I don't speak for government. The ANC has always and will always be on the side of the Palestinian people. The Palestinian people are not free. We are fighting for the self-determination of the Palestinian people. That war that is going on, there is not a war, it's a genocide. And Netanyahu, in our view, belongs to jail. He must be arrested for genocide and for killing innocent people. And we have been on this path for the longest of time. The African National Congress is urging our government to do everything in its power to demonstrate not just our displeasure, but our total disapproval of what is happening in Israel, maiming and annihilating a nation to be of the Palestinian people. That is what we want. We are encouraged by the actions of government, by our minister, Naledi Pandor, and we say that hands off, Naledi Pandor, hands off. She's doing what is right. She's on the right path. Thousands of people here in Cape Town and across the length and breadth of our country have risen because they feel deep about the pain of an injustice meted on the Palestinian people. People came from their houses and everywhere and occupied the streets to demonstrate their stand in relation to what is happening in the Middle East, particularly this so-called war, which is not war but genocide.
Mr. Mbalula, just my last question. What practical change do you see that a demonstration such as this, almost 7,500 kilometers away from where the conflict is taking place, will bring about in that region?
Marching and demanding. It's a demonstration on the part of our people and the world over that we are for the Palestinian people and we are in solidarity with them. And this is what is important. Many people will say Why do we concern ourselves about something that is happening so far away from us? Remember, we will have never been free if people never occupied the streets and called for the isolation of the apartheid regime. We're doing the same. The apartheid Israel must free the Palestinian people. Our solidarity and our coming together as peoples of the world is very important to lend a voice, to take action and say what is happening to the Palestinian people. Enough is enough. Free Palestine from the river to the sea.
Thank you so much for your time and for giving me the view of the ruling party, sir. Thank you so much. Cindy, Secretary General from the African National Congress, Fikile Mbalula, sharing the view from the party itself when it comes to the presence here, also indicating why it is important for the... Sorry, they're just wanting us to clear the way here for the ambulance to come through, but asking us to... He's giving us a view of exactly what the ruling party feels with regards to this protest action here in the Cape Town CBD, talking a bit about the importance and significance of this event as well. I've got Sheikh Imam as well here from the NFP. Sheikh Imam, just your presence here for this demonstration in the Cape Town CBD.
Well, yes, indeed, we can see what is happening in Palestine every single day of our lives. Look at the case, 500 children at any unborn children at any given time are about to give birth. Mothers are dying, the children are dying because the electricity has been cut off. They can't even get anesthetic. Now, over 70% of those that were women and children. What is the war about? You can clearly see with the number of Jewish members here, Christian leaders here, Muslim leaders. It's not about religion. It is about the resources. If you see the gas line in Gaza itself, this is what it is all about. It's about the entire Africa has already been looted. Now, what is going on between the Russia and Ukraine war and the limited supply of gas, focus of attention appears to be on Gaza and innocent people, civilians. From a South African perspective, we need to stop talking and have action. First of all, we must with immediate effect expel the Israeli ambassador to South Africa, shut down the embassy. Not only recalling our ambassador in Tel Aviv, we are saying shut down that liaison office once and for all. Okay, that's the only way. And then very importantly, it's estimated that over 17,000 South Africans are in the Israeli military. And given what we've heard about the state of our own defense force at the moment, can you see what a great risk it is to the country? So I think we need to deal with, we need to identify those that have committed atrocities, charge them criminally. The weakness is this dual citizenship, but dual citizenship does not mean that you can go out there as mercenaries or go and participate in unlawful war, unjust wars, and commit atrocities against others.
Besides calling on our government to amplify their response to the war there, are you in any direct contact maybe with some of the groups and formations within that region to get an on-the-ground sense of how more you can help?
Well, yes, indeed. I think it's very unfortunate, first of all, that many countries that can come together and put pressure on Israel. Let's look at this thing holistically. What is the Palestinian thing? Palestine has always been there for thousands of years, and they've all lived side by side happily. What are they saying? You came to my land, you removed me forcefully, you've taken over my land, but still, I am willing to share with you, side by side with a two-state solution. How much more do you want than that? I'm very disappointed, though, because I'm expecting countries like Russia and China and all of these to come, not to have an all-out war, but to put pressure. Now, I like what President Putin had been saying recently. You want a more peaceful world where people respect each other, social upliftment, not one nation dominating the other. These are the things, but now it's time to act, to put pressure. Now, despite the solidarity all over the world, Israel is not even willing to consider a ceasefire. What does it tell you? Clearly, it is all about Gaza and the natural resources, the gas in Gaza. That is what it is all about.
Thank you very much for sharing the view of the NFP with me, sir. Here towards my left, Cindy, there are thousands of people cheering on as speeches are taking place on the truck right in front of the provincial legislature here in Wales Street in Cape Town, just in the shadow of the St. George's Cathedral, where the supporters are calling for countries to do more, for political people from various political backgrounds to take hands and stand together in intervene, as they refer to it, as the genocide there in Israel, between the war between Israel as well as Palestine. So we do expect more supporters and some of the organizers to also take to the podium here towards our left, and it was indicated that after this protest march, these supporters will then move back to the starting point there in District 6 to further shed light on the issue and wanting government to amplify its efforts in intervening and coming to the aid of the people in Palestine, Cindy.
All right, Kevin, thank you so much. ENC reporter Kevin Brandt on the march in solidarity with the people of Palestine currently underway in Cape Town. Still on that